Hey everybody, this is the man from Brooklyn here. Hey, we just had an unfortunate situation here in Atlanta where you had a shooting here with a taser. You had a couple of officers there struggling with an individual youth with a taser, and somehow the youth got loose and ran down the street and turned the tasers towards him and shot it. And I got a couple of people asking me, was this justifiable? And I couldn't give an answer until I see the video, and I'm going to give him kind of an open answer because the law states if you feel your life is in jeopardy, you're allowed to defend yourself. That's citizen and police officers, regardless of the status you got. And then we talk about a little about post-traumatic stress syndrome and a little bit what they're going to go through after this. But back to this video. As me watching this video as a taser instructor myself, they were struggling on the ground prior to the white vehicle to the left, and somehow he got up and started running down the street with the taser. That was not justifiable to shooting an individual, but when the individual turned to his lateral left, you're going to see the video when I run it. You can see where he pulled and shot the taser, hitting the prime police officer either in the chest or the face. I can't really tell. Was it justifiable for the secondary officer to shoot him? Now, let's talk about these tasers before we get into that. You got a single cartridge taser and a double cartridge taser. Now, make no difference if it's a taser or a gun. We define as a taser as a firearm or a weapon, as per se. You could define it whatever, but they really define it as a weapon. This could be used in deadly physical force. Also, if you hit a person in the throat or in the eye, because this can cause other what you call internal damage too, because you got a lot of vultures going through that taser. So I know it's going to be after the investigation with Atlanta PD how they're going to define this. It's more of a judgment call on that secondary officers, where did he feel that cop life was in danger between on the ground and fleeing from the officers. But it mattered to me personally. It doesn't matter, because what happened if that was a firearm and he would have turned and shot that taser and hit that officer? Then it would have been more justifiable for the secondary officer to shoot him. So that's going to be a fine line with the grand jury and the investigators where this thing going to go. And I'm not going to give you my opinion what I would do, because I'm going to make sure my partner's, going to be well taken care of from there. But I'm going to show you the video, and you can see where he fired the taser. Now, as we going through this video, you see a car there moving to the left. Look far to your right. Over here, you see the teenager running now. He turns, fired that taser. That car there stops. With that primary officer there got hit, either in the face or the chest. I can't tell. This is your secondary officer. As the video get closer, you're going to see he's going to come back, and he's probably going to fire 2 rounds. That's where it kind of get out of camera a little bit. I'm going to run it back again one more time so you can see again. Wait, look for the spark of the taser. Look for the spark of the taser. There he goes right there. He fired. That's where your primary officer got hit. Now, can that taser kill you, get hit in the face? Yes, it can. So that's a judgment call with that secondary officer, whether he had to use deadly physical force. What happened if that was, I don't know what that taser was, a single cartridge or a double cartridge? Nothing could have prevented that teenager from coming back after he took him down and taking his gun from him, or coming back and shooting the secondary primary officer. So that's going to have to be justified by the investigators and grand jury. This is the stuff we officers have to go through post-traumatic stress all the time and being judged. Well, could he have killed him for that? Yes, he could have. Could he have to make a judgment call? Yes, he made his own judgment call. And it's up to the jury and the investigators to find was justifiable, deadly force was used at the time, and was he in fear of his life? That's what it comes down to. Any officer could have made that decision, and I'm going to run it again. So you citizens out there running around here talking about, well, he shouldn't have shot that young man. You can't define that. We got to go through this stuff. Every go again, he turns and shoot the gun. The officer stops right there, get hit. Now, what happened if that officer was by himself and didn't have a primary, secondary officer? Therefore, the primary officer in the front, he could have went back, took his gun and shot and killed him on the ground. People don't look at the whole picture about this. So you can look at the evidence for yourself and judge it for yourself, because after an investigation and the jury, they're going to judge it for itself. To me, you shouldn't be down there fighting with the police officers anyway when he was not compliant when he got pulled over. He turns again and shoots the gun and hits that officer. There's no way you can get around that. That's your case. Judge it for yourself. This is the man from Brooklyn. Please don't forget to subscribe on the right-hand corner, and I will be sharing more videos with you soon. Have a blessed day.